What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Obviously today's video is a bit different, as you can tell by the title. My little head will be in the corner and there will be gameplay, trailers, things like that in the background as per usual. But yeah, today's one is not a review video. This is what we know so far on the Outriders game. This is a game I'm really excited for. There is, you know, a few clips out there, trailers and like 15-minute gameplays from like IGN and things like that. Also, if you are following Outriders on Twitter, they release certain pictures of like their legendary outfits, and also on Instagram. But yeah, this game I am so hyped for, and I will be covering a lot like I did on The Division and things like that. I wish I stuck at it, but I will with this game, trust me guys. So I'm really excited for this. Also remember to leave a big fat thumbs up and do subscribe if you are also excited for Outriders, because I will be bringing a lot of content on that game. So we don't have 10 points, we have a lot of scribbles, and I'm going to try and break it down. But so basically these are facts that I have found out on the game so far, and you will see what I'm talking about in the background, if that makes sense. So what do we know so far? So the creators, so the publishers are Square Enix, who have also brought us games like Final Fantasy and The Avengers. The Avengers game was a big flop in my eyes. I bought it, didn't like it, it stayed in the drawer. Maybe they'll do some big massive update and I'll come back to it, but who knows. And the developers are People Can Fly. I didn't look into what else they have developed, so if you do know, feel free to let me know in the comments. But yeah, it is a free-player co-op looter shooter. So in my eyes, it is similar to like The Division, Ghost Recon, Wildlands, and Breakpoint. Even Anthem, it reminds me of like certain vibes. But yeah, if you have not played looter shooters, especially co-op ones, so say you start off at level 1, you know, you have your guns at like level 5, and you progress, you get new armor, you get new weapons, and sometimes, I don't know if it's going to work with this one, it'll increase like your gear score, and it does like an overall number of your armor, guns, things like that, guys. I'm sure you'll see something in the background anyway of using weapons and stats. I've found some clips. Obviously one I think is from IGN and one's from GameSpot, and then it's like the gameplay trailers and stuff. But I will leave the links down below for them if you want to go check out the official videos in a way. But yeah, and as we know, through like looter shooters, you have like common, rare, and I think it's just legendary. I think there's then 3, or unique or something. Oh no, there's normally 4. So you normally get like grey, blue, green or blue, purple, and gold for legendary. I'm not sure how it works on Outriders. I've seen a few legendary weapons and stuff being announced. So I'm really just looking forward for this game to be coming out. The demo is coming out at the end of this month, February. So if you are on PlayStation or so it's coming out for PS4, PS5, and Xbox One. So if you're on any of them platforms, make sure you get it downloaded, you know, give it a shot yourself. Also let me know in the comments, what do you think of it? But I may just be doing a stream on the demo, not entirely sure yet. But the game itself comes out April 1st, so I'm really looking forward to that. So that's in my calendar. Hopefully book a couple of days off work and we can get some grinding in, guys. It is an RPG game, and there is 4 classes to choose from. So 4 classes itself is quite big. Normally, you know, you may be able to change your classes throughout the storyline, or you just have certain unique skills. Like if you have played The Division, you can, you know, change your class, class's gear, and you can use, you know, like seeker mines, drones, such things like that. But this one, if you choose one of the classes, you will have unique set skills, and the other players won't, if that makes sense. So the classes you can choose from are Devastator, Pyromancer, Technomancer, and the Trickster. So there will be gameplay in the background. I have found the official, you know, classes trailer clip. I think it's the last one of the video, so feel free to skip me gabbing on or whatever, guys. But yeah, each class does look tons of fun. So I'm not sure if I'll have to like set up 4 different characters and, you know, replay them things like that. But I guess we will wait and see. But to me right now, the Trickster is looking good. So it like sort of teleports, you can, you know, jump behind enemies and assassinate them, things like that. It looks tons of fun. So I'm really looking forward to that. It is also a drop in and out co-op, so you can also play solo. You can happily play, you know, the whole campaign solo, and then your mates jump in at the end, or, you know, you're struggling with a boss, you need to quickly text your mate and go, hey, jump online, come help me out. So yeah, it's a drop in and out.
What exactly?
I assume you can't do it through like possibly raids if you do them in the future. So
it's hard to
you
show
could
this without
get to near the end of the raid. I don't think you'll be able to get your friend to randomly join. But who knows? I guess, you know, we've got a lot to wait and see. And I just can't wait. I am absolutely buzzing for this game. As soon as it was announced, that's it, I can't wait. Customizable characters. So we have spoken about weapons and armor. I assume, or I have seen, that you can change the like appearance, the colours, or, you know, like a set cosmetic. Is that the word I'm thinking of? So it will be that set of armor, but you can change what it looks like, but it won't change stats or, you know, the attributes and things like that. But there is one where you have like a legendary weapon and you can change the unique skills that are attached to it. So say it's an assault rifle. So an assault rifle, it could be fully auto, it could be semi, or it could be single. I have seen a clip, I think it was on Twitter, and you can change the attributes for your benefit, basically. But yeah, there is a lot that you can do, and to me it just reminds me of The Division and Anthem, which is brilliant. You know, I did really enjoy the customization side of those things. I wish Anthem turned out a bit better than it was, but The Division to me was incredible, like I said. I did do a few videos on that, but this, I will be going hard. I will be doing a lot of recording. The length of the game, obviously do not hold this to me. This was just a quick look. It says 25 to 30 hours. So to me, for a looter shooter, that's not bad. And if you take your time, you know, you're going for like all the chests, you're looking for Easter eggs, hidden secrets, you know, things like that. It will be a lot longer than 30 hours in my eyes. But 25 to 30 hours is pretty decent. And then you can, you know, replay missions, help your friends out, level up. Look for the new legendary weapons, bits like that, guys. The enemies, so through trailers and obviously just a quick look online, I think it was a wiki post. So you're on a planet. I think it's, you know, like the end of the world for humanity, and you've come to a planet to try and restart. Stuff like that. I don't want to spoil it too much. Obviously, it's just things that I've seen through trailers and that. But you're on this new planet, and your enemies are aliens and also human enemies. So what we've seen through a few clips are like the big bugs and such. They just look scary and creepy, but look fun. You will see that in the clips behind me, and also human enemies. And through what I've seen, they can be like, you know, little grunt ones, or they can be heavily armored enemies, you know, like bosses and things like that. So there is a lot of enemies to fight, which will be fun. Really looking forward to that. So like I've said as well, this game does remind me of The Division / Anthem. You know, it's got those vibes, it's got the co-op feel, it's got the drop in and out co-op. The Anthem, the way you're on an alien planet, and The Division is just like the way it's a free-player type co-op. But, you know, I was a huge fan of those games, and I'm going to be a huge fan of this one. I know maybe on day release, it will have a bit of a few issues until, like, updates and such, but hopefully it's not too bad. And there is end-game content. The devs have spoke about this. They have said you can change your world tiers to make the game harder, get new legendary gear, you know, new loot, things like that, which is similar to The Division. To do like certain raids or whatever it was, you would have to change your world tier, and obviously you would have to have a set gear score. So I assume it's going to be something similar to that. Maybe it opens up new missions, challenges, stuff like that, but I'm sure that will all come to us and look, explain a bit more when we're actually playing the game. But yeah, that is my list so far. What do we know so far? I don't want to do like an hour-long video. I could have found a lot more information and, you know, broke down each little bit, and it would have just been so boring for you guys watching, I feel like. But yeah, this is just a short, like, well, just over 10-minute video. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and if you are looking forward to the Outriders, I almost said the division, Outriders, please let me know in the comments. Do you want to squad up? I will be playing on PlayStation 5. I think me and my mate Brian, we are squadding up. I don't know any other friends who are getting it just yet, but we may have a squad, and obviously if raids come about, you know, we're going to need a bigger squad. But let me know in the comments, are you going to be on PlayStation, PS4, PS5, Xbox? Are you looking forward to it? Are you waiting to play the demo? You know, let me know your thoughts, guys, and also, did I miss any information? And if you want to see any more videos on Outriders before the game actually comes out, please let me know as well, and I can get that done for you guys. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, and if you did, please like, do subscribe, it'll mean so much to me, and take it easy, guys.
Expeditions are big, handcrafted new levels with their own mechanics, challenges, and storyline. Before you start an expedition, you will notice the introduction of challenge tiers. It's pretty straightforward. The faster you are able to clear a mission, the richer the rewards. One important thing has changed though. You won't get any direct loot from your enemies. Instead, you'll receive all your rewards at the end of an expedition, if you manage to complete it. Don't worry though, we won't leave you completely empty-handed even if you fail all your attempts. In this example, you can score a good chunk of epic and rare loot, plus 3 new tiers. That's because we picked the highest at this moment available tier. You can always go lower to one of the previous unlocked tiers if you feel your strategy or build isn't quite ready yet. To be more precise, your newly earned tiers are needed for 2 things. First, tiers progression unlocks new locations for your team to discover. Unlocking all 15 of them will grant you access to the final expedition, the Eye of the Storm. Second, and similar to our world tier system, selected challenge tiers also determine the difficulty of a mission. Here's the kicker. When we release Outriders, your maximum character level is 30, but your weapons and gear can reach up to level 50 in expeditions. Choosing a challenge tier level will show you the expected enemy level, which is also the same level range of the loot you will receive at the end of a mission. So before you head into an expedition, make sure to adjust your strategy and equipment accordingly. There's no other way to go about this. Expeditions are tough. No wait, let me rephrase that. Expeditions are brutal, but for good reason. This content is intended for battle-hardened Outriders who really want to get creative with the nitty and gritty details of specialized character builds. Feeling like a well-tuned demigod? Then this is the place for you. But you might want to bring some demigod co-op friends along as well. You'll need them. No matter how strong and well-trained you think you are when you head into expeditions for the first time, you will need to become much more if you want to even reach the ultimate challenge. Stoked yet? Good. Before we dive more into expeditions though, we must first touch on another exciting subject that is heavily linked to this game mode. It's one of the most compelling and important core features of Outriders: modding, crafting, and everything in between. Upgrading and modifying your gear is an integral part of Outriders and gives you unparalleled freedom to strive for that perfect build. Dedicated players can experiment with a myriad of combinations to maximize and adapt their effectiveness for any given challenge. It's the foundation for countless hours of fun, and in the case of expeditions, even mandatory for survival. Let's talk about mods first. Mods are passive skills that can significantly alter the way your weapons, armor, or abilities work. For instance, they can add effects to your gunplay irrespective of your class, sticking your enemy with a nasty status effect like freeze, bleed, weaken, toxic, and many more. With rare and specialized mods equipped, you can even get a taste of the powers of a whole different class. For example, Golem's Limp is a legendary shotgun. It will grant its wielder the Devastator's Golem skin for 3 seconds after every killing shot, in this case helping out a pyromancer. Or maybe you get lucky and find this little gem, which takes a page from the Trickster's book about bending time and space. This mod will hit your opponent with a slow effect like the Trickster's melee attack, But here we see a Technomancer making use of it. So broadly speaking, we're looking at two types of mods. General mods, as just described, can be applied to boost or alter how your weapons and armor work. But we also have skill mods, which are class specific. Those bad boys can amplify and change any of your 8 anomaly infused powers per class and can only be applied to armor. Like giving a trickster a second temporal slice. Or how about increasing the damage, radius and ammo of your Technomancer's rocket launcher? By equipping the Spike Forest mod, a Devastator is able to stick his worries on much more than just one skewer. All our mods are segmented into 3 tiers, and you're able to collect them by dismantling the found gear that holds them. The rarity of a piece will determine what mod tier and amount of mods it might spawn with, except for our legendary gear, which has dedicated mods that can only be found on these specific items. These would be the mods in the tier 3 category, for instance. So far so good. Now here's a really cool thing. Once collected, you can apply and mix match your mods however you want. Let's say you went through hell and back on a challenge, got lucky and walked away with the legendary assault rifle Absolute Zero. Yes, it absolutely wreaks havoc, and freezing bullets are awesome. But you know what's even more awesome? Exactly, frozen enemies that get struck by lightning. So let's get to it. Luckily I found a legendary weapon called Thunderbird earlier in the game. And with my much higher level now, I decided to dismantle it and go for the mods. Quick piece of intel though. If a weapon already has 2 mods slotted, you can only change one of those 2 mods. Now let's select the Ultimate Stormwhip mod, the one we scored earlier from the Thunderbird, and a slot on the weapon with the mod we want to replace. Now all we have to do in order to get this new dream weapon build is to spend a little of our resources. In this case, 396 iron. Beautiful. And this is just one little example how you can alter and upgrade every single piece of gear in Outriders. So what else can we do on this crafting table? Improve rarity lets us improve the primary parameters of every item that isn't epic or legendary. There's firepower for weapons and armor for your wearables. By the way, hovering over the crafting options will reveal a color code explaining what rarity is needed for each craft. Here we look at unusual, rare, epic and legendary. Next up, swap variant. Here you can alter how your weapon fires and behaves in the field. Each weapon offers different variants depending on the type of weapon. You can unlock even more variants as your character level progresses. And last but not least, level up. Which is pretty much as straightforward as it sounds. Similar to improve rarity, raising a level of your equipment will boost firepower or armor. I think it's pretty obvious now. If you're really into tinkering with your equipment, Outriders will give you a lot of creative freedom to do just that. With about 350 individual mods across weapons, armor and skills, players have a lot of possibilities to experiment and home in on that perfect build. Also keep in mind, everything we just saw in the crafting department is directly linked to this. Fine-tuning your skills and equipment in conjunction with the skill tree. A skill tree that you can respec at any time without any cost. And this is where things really get interesting. Makes you wonder how deep this rabbit hole goes, doesn't it? Expeditions will challenge you and your team not only on a skill level, but also on how well your builds are tuned and in sync with another. That's why going deep into customization aspects of Outriders is not only super fun, but also vastly improves your lifespan on Enoch in general. Tune and optimize your skill tree for the challenge ahead, and find effective ways to complement the available powers from your Outrider squad mates. Especially when you want to take on higher world tiers in a story campaign, for instance. Okay, we covered crafting and upgrading your gear. Let's talk a little bit more about expeditions. As I said in the beginning, all of our expeditions are big, bespoke new levels in the game. And we have 14 of them ready for you to conquer when we ship on February 2nd, 2021. Of course we want to leave the excitement and fun of exploring these new areas for you. But hey, let's take a quick peek, shall we?
I've sensed a deep, humming noise reverberating from deep within the forest. It comes and goes, but during our journey it has grown louder. And next to this gate, it is more piercing than ever. Outrider, I need to know the cause of this.
Tiago was right about that hum. My teeth are chattering from the vibration. Strange structure. Some kind of switch over there. nice view. An obelisk mechanism in the middle. Could be the way forward.
We can't wait for you and your friends to face Enoch's ultimate challengers. I hope you liked what you saw, and as always, stay safe out there and take care of each other. Sven out.